Hi, all, and welcome back. I am excited to walk through a couple of lotions that I've tried. And lotions, you're like, really? Don't you already have those? Yes, I do. So let's talk about it. I found for myself personally that as I went from perimenopause to menopause to postmenopause, that the things that I needed from a skincare perspective were vastly different. So, my tried and true lotions and oils and everything that I may have used beforehand no longer were sufficient. They weren't the right thing for me. In fact, just my skin texture, my hair texture, everything changed. And, change isn't terrible, but it just kind of felt a little abrupt. I kind of felt like my body was betraying me in some weird way, which I know sounds ridiculous, but it's how I felt at the time. And one of the things that I've had to continuously do, and now that I'm squarely in a postmenopausal state, is I need different kinds of lotion. So I did some research, did the Google search, and I identified and kind of cross correlated what were some of the highly rated that were in a kind of a median price range. And I've tried three different ones because they have varying things that I absolutely need. And one thing to note for me personally is just because something says it's a night cream doesn't mean that I use it just at night. I am lazy. My ADHD dictates that I want something that's simple and I want something that's easy to use and something for me to remember. And that means that if it's a day cream or a night cream and I have to do a whole bunch of uh, navigation around that, I don't know, I get bored and I won't do it. And then my skin is sad. And nobody wants that. Well, maybe not nobody, but I definitely do not want that. So, in my investigation, I picked out three. I have this La Roche. It is squarely just a day cream. I'm not a vampire, so I don't need SPF at night. It is the Double Repair Face Moisturizer with broad spectrum SPF 30. And it has prebiotic thermal water. It's ceramide 3 and niacinamide. Yeah, not even going to try to say it because I'm terrible with that. Anyways, I did research, and those products that are found there at the bottom are meant to be pretty good for the aging skin. They go well with the retinol, they go well with like retinol, the collagen, and all of the things to help plump up and reduce those fine lines. And that is exactly what I wanted. The next one is dermatology. And this is the Peptide night cream. And night cream, day cream, I just was looking to see something that might work pretty well. So, the other thing about dermatology is I got some dermatology products when I was using BoxyCharm. Didn't have as many products for older skin than that I would like, but I did find a rad eye cream, which dermatology. The third one was that I tried is Jones Road. So with this one, it's the light moisture cream. So one thing to note with this is I went and I did online review check. It showed up on all the best of. In fact, I think all three of these showed up on multiple, which is the reason why I picked them because I wanted to cross correlate. And one of the things that I found going on the Jones Road website is they have like the super ultra mega night cream or moisturizer. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want. My skin is thirsty and I need to have it. And all the reviews were like, so thick. No, thank you. And so I went with the light moisturizing cream. And spoiler, glad that I did. All right, let's get to it. Let's try these suckers out. Let me tell you what I think, but I wanted to actually show how it goes on the skin because I think that's relevant. I can tell you about it, but seeing it is probably more useful. Let's see. So the La Roche comes in funky little size package. I'm just going to do a little bit there. I'm going to put it in. So one of the things that I found with anything that has sunscreen in it is it takes a little bit to rub into the skin. This isn't too bad. I mean, that wasn't really a big deal, right? So it definitely it blends in, it absorbs pretty quickly. It feels, I don't want to say it feels like light and fluffy, but it definitely is lighter and it's comfortable to wear during the day, which for me is important because I am a hormone replacement therapy person. And one of the things that we've been kind of tweaking with my levels lately. And so one of the things that I found is moisturizers and oils and all of that can sometimes make me break out into a sweat. And it's like awesome, right? Because you fully get out of the shower, you put all the oils and moisturizers on because you want your, you want your face to sparkle and shine and be all plump and fresh and young. And then I'm just sweating. And that means that I have to just be mindful of whether I wear something during the day or the night right now, a little more so than other times. Once I get things at a level that is a little more balanced, it'll be fine. And I can wear more, I can change yet again, I can change the kind of lotions that I am wearing. But for now, the La Roche has been fantastic over the last few weeks. So the next one being the Dermatology. And again, I have worn this I tried it during the day and the night. I just didn't with the La Roche because it has SPF and not a vampire. So let's see, we'll put a little bit on. And I'm going to go around my face here. So you see that it absorbs pretty quickly into my skin. You can see both of those now. Oh, it's in my hair. That's awesome. Yes, there's nothing that, in case you're looking at that and you're like, oh God, does she know that she has something terrible on her face? Yeah, one of my siblings stabbed me with a pencil when I was little, and it's lead. That's it. That's all it is. It's literally, there's nothing bad. The number of doctors who have panicked and then busted out a magnifying glass and like, oh, look, there is a tip indent there. Somebody really stabbed you. And like the best thing is my OBGYN. Um, she was like, sibling stab you or a friend? And it was the very first time that I had a doctor where they looked at it and I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to explain it to you. And she was like, she knew. She was like, let me show you the ones that I have. Anyways, tangent, back. So you can see it does a great job absorbing into the skin and does its thing. It even kind of evens out some of the wrinkles. Can I do that? Some of the wrinkles that I got going on. So by and large, I thought that this was pretty solid. I found that it was really good from a day lotion moisturizer perspective. It works fine at night, but for me at night, contrary to everything I just said, when I'm sleeping, I sleep in a colder room, blah, blah, blah. And so I really enjoy something that's a little thicker on my face. So I just need to add a little bit of oil and then it's golden. So by and large, I found this to be as described. It's um, pretty solid, day or night. All right, the last one, Jones Road. It's very exciting, isn't it? last one, I think I was going to do a little. So one of the things that you'll notice that's different with this one from the others is the fact that it absorbs immediately into my skin. And I find this so delightful because, and I don't know if everyone struggles with this or if it's an ADHD thing or just a weird quirk about me. But when I feel like I have to work really hard to get the lotion to absorb into my skin, and I sometimes wonder if that's just because I was able to get away with such light moisturizer up until this point. So it seems inconvenient to have to do something different. That was honestly one of the reasons why I super loved Jones Road and their light moisturizer is I felt like it was just like, oh, it just kind of goes on like butter. You're just like, oh my gosh, it's just there. It's amazing. It's gone. And the thing that I loved about it is do red light therapy after using the lotion. And I felt like it was like doubling down on all the goodness and nutrients and like turning back time. It was very Cher. I just kind of channeled that. It was um so as I mentioned, hormone replacement therapy and how that adjustment is in flight. The reason why that's important is right now, at least for Jones Road, I, I put some on. It was like 75 degrees. And I went outside and immediately I felt like instant hot flash. And my skin just like all the lotion was just like rolling off of my skin. And that does not sound like a good endorsement. But let me tell you, at this point in time, it's my skin is super picky about the kind of lotion that I can put on in the morning and then go outside when it's above 60 degrees out without my face and my body melting. And that includes putting lotion on my body, which is super inconvenient because right now I desperately just want to be moisturizing because it makes my skin look plumper and healthier and younger. It does all the things. And my body's like, nope, we've just decided that we don't know how to manage the core temperature of our body. And so we're just going to like sweat it all off. That being said, it's great at night. I have a cold room at night. And so it is perfection. And I wake up and I feel like my skin is, again, I've turned back time and my skin looks years younger. So I would absolutely recommend that. Let's see. Is that forehead, the side? And they were all super delightful in their own ways. So I can absolutely see why they were on multiple lists as the best of, and they were all reasonably priced. Yeah, I would say any of the three. I wasn't disappointed. They're not going to go in that box, the drawer that you have where you put stuff that you're never going to touch again, but it seemed nice and pretty and the reviews were great, but turns out just didn't work for you. These I would all buy again and will continue to use. So until next time, I hope you all are well, keeping well, and take care of yourself because, man, it's a wild ride out there. All of us perimenopause to menopause to postmenopausal folks, it's different. And I'm excited to continue talking about it. And I hope you come along and participate. If nothing else, maybe you can hear some of the funny stories, the hard stories that some of us have had, and us sharing our journeys will be helpful in shining a light on the normalcy of what you're going through and the need that you have for advocacy for yourself. And hopefully we can start to all use the kind of language that requires doctors and coworkers and friends and loved ones to understand where we're at. All right, keep being amazing.